I'm back. Hey, let's just go ahead and get a T30. These are 8mm heads with the T30 insert. I guess my shot back there didn't want to stay up there. Let's go ahead and run these down. Hold on, other phone's ringing. Alright, we're back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. The life of having two phones and being a small business owner. They never quit ringing. And guess what? I'm still on vacation today. This is my last day of vacation. I just got back from vacation yesterday. Alright, so what I like to do is run all these in with speedo ratchet there. And then come over here and go back to old school way. I like to make sure stuff's tight and it don't strip out. I can feel it better with this thing. So I just turn around, tighten everything up. Alright, there's the first round. Go around the second, just make sure nothing moves. Alright, oh, those are tight. So now we are going to move on. Probably go ahead and throw the new oil filter in and throw the water pump on. Let me clean a little bit of my mess up here and we'll catch back up. There we go. These three bad mamma jambas on there. Boom, bada bang. Alright, T30 again. Pick up. Snagged up there with the feeder wrench. Put our hands back on. Ooh, tight. Tight. I'd say they're good fellers. And ladies. Alright. New O-ring. Or water. Ugh. Alrighty. Put this bad mamba over. Looks like it goes like that, wouldn't you guys say? Alright, put the new O-ring on. And put our bolts in. Bolts are on. Back goes down. Through and double check these. A little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn. Alright, let's double check them. Tight, 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 tight. Alright. We got magneto side on, oil filter, and water pump. So now we're gonna wait. My old man, I just talked to him. That was one of the many phone calls I got. He said he was on his way. So wait till he gets here. What I'm gonna do is jump on the computer and try to find the torque specs to these heads. Alright, so we got the heads torqued down. Sorry I haven't really talked since Dad's got here, but we got the heads torqued down, and we got cylinder 1 in time, and now we're working on putting cylinder 2 in time. So one thing you need to do is, if you come over here to your crank sensor, and there's markings down in there. That'll say 1 or 2. So this is 2. And then you want to hold on a second. And then you got lines on your cam right there that need to be in line with the gasket surface.
Okay, and these will need to be Loctite while I take them back out, but I want to spin it over a few times.
Okay, you want to make sure this line right here is in line with this.
This has got a spring here, this cross piece in the spring Probably can't see it down in there, but it needs to go in that groove down there. This here needs to engage this piece down there and put it in so that when you turn the spring, you can actually see that going in and out. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure, since your tensioner's coming in this side, you want to make sure that all the slop in your cam chain's on this side. By rotating your cam forward, that puts all the slop here. And then we can slide this in. Oh shit, not lined up. There it goes. Get that bolt on. I want to lose my position here. Okay, now from turning the spring, I say not to preload the spring, but you should actually have the slop out of your chain now. So you got about all the slop out.
And then there is a groove on this end too that needs to slide into the groove on the spring.
And you just push it in.
Close the door, buddy.
Force back on that. But once you get that in, turn your crankshaft. Watch the movement of the crank versus the cam, and see, it moved immediately there. Moved immediately there. You're checking for slop between the cam, or the crank and the cam, to make sure the chain's good and snug. And it is. So, the next thing we should do is crank her over, see what's going on. Okay, we got the exhaust valves opening here. Coming up on the exhaust stroke here. Intakes are opening. Intakes are opening here too. Intakes are closed. Two. They make a thing that screws in the spark plug hole. I'm just trying to find.
So what we're trying to do here is find exact top dead center.
Okay, well, looks like the mark is right dead in the center. So if we look at the scribe marks, you see what we can do with the cam gear?
Maybe we can twist it.
We can twist it just a little bit. It's not out of tooth, but we can fine tune it. So we can loosen these, and these are slotted. And the best way to find top dead center is to use a piston stop. And it's not easy to do, but, well, what you do, you put a degree wheel on your crank. 360 degree metal wheel here with a marker. And you crank it around. You put a piston stop in here, a bolt or something that hits the piston. Crank the engine around until the piston actually hits the piston stop very easily. And then you mark that on your degree wheel. And then you turn it back around almost 360 to where it hits the piston stop again. And you put a mark on your degree wheel. And you'll have like a mark here and a mark here. When you split that difference, it's the exact top dead center. Because if you think about it, your piston comes up, and as your rod twists, there's a little bit where your piston doesn't go up or down. And really, to find exact top dead center, you want that exact center. Whereas if you check it just going up and just going down, you're not really going to get exact top dead center. So if you use a stop, you're seeing where the piston hits something coming up here, then the piston comes down, comes back up and hits it here, and on the crankshaft, put a degree wheel on there, mark the degree wheel, and then in between those two marks where the piston hits, right dead center between those marks is exact top dead center. But we don't need to get that critical with it. But I was just trying to verify. Actually, the crankshaft mark looks really good. So, but what we can do is we can fine tune it a little bit here. We can loosen these. And now, does that look better? Alignment?
Oh yeah.
See how it's closer?
Yeah.
See, and with those slotted cam gears like that, it gives you the ability to kind of split the difference between a tooth on the gear.
Not all cam gears have that though, do
No. Usually only performance engines. Because it doesn't matter that much. But to blueprint an engine or something, if you're building a race motor, then it's important. You want it to dial it in exactly as close as you can get it. So, actually we need to use that Loctite as well. To higher RPMs. But at lower RPMs, when it's idling, you're getting too much fuel. You know, it's because everything's a compromise in an engine. They want it to run smooth at low RPMs, mid and high RPMs. But you can get more in like in the mid-range and the high RPMs if you change your cam timing, but it'll run rough down low. So I'm gonna crank this thing around. Exhaust open.
Where you use this from?
I'm going to put Loctite on more. Never supposed to use a torque wrench for breakaway torque, not a clicker.
Well, what if it's left hand?
Well, it won't work right anyhow if it's left hand.
Why wouldn't it? A torque
Well,
wrench
I
should
don't
work
know.
both ways.
Maybe it will. Yeah, never run into that. 8.
That's already set. I mean, if it was only one way to use a torque wrench, they wouldn't put an adjuster on it, would they? Or a selector?
Well, I've never tried a clicker the other way. I don't know. Now, a beam one, yeah, for sure. It'll go both ways. Okay. It was 180 hours.
Huh?
So,
Mm-hmm.
maybe get in.
I'm not gonna edit it. They have to let their food say.
Okay. I think I don't think we necessarily did anything wrong. When we set the timing up on both the cylinders, it's just the fact that you really don't know until you see that reference after they're set. Snug your nut up a little bit. Make it so your screw's hard to turn. Get your adjustment and then figure out if it's getting tighter or if it's getting looser when you tighten the nut up. Because they'll go either way.
I'm happy with that. 5 slides pretty easy, 6 is pretty hard to get in. Front one.
What do you got? This is
And that's the exhaust.
exhaust. And the
See?
exhaust is to 7.5. That's 6, so
I don't have a 7.
got an 8.
Yeah, there should be an 8 in there. Unless the 7's totally out around.
Yeah, that's alright. Is it tight? Yeah. Yeah.
Happy with that.
When am I going to do the intakes?
I gotta get that out of my way. Intakes are 2.5 to 5.5, so I'm gonna try to set them about 3, 4.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
I was just thinking, performance-wise, you want them as tight as you can, but definitely not too tight.
So like 2.5.
Well, for this set them at 4. You got all kinds of power in this thing. But if I was building your race bike, I would try to set them at 2.5 or 3. And you know why?
Because it's less slack it's got going.
Yeah, they're
Less
going to open
rigid-
more.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
going to get another, 2,000 opening. Which isn't a lot, but every little bit counts.
Right.
But if you get them too tight, it's bad too, because then if they kind of stick open, they'll burn.
Double check me?
You know what you're doing now. You know, when in doubt, always get that next size bigger feeler gauge to make sure you can't get it in, or next size smaller, outside the limitations, and see how it goes. Don't need that yet. What's your intake valves first? What's your intake valves open and close?
So they're closing. Or,
Yep.
yeah, closing.
Yep.
And they're closed.
I got a good ways to go. Actually go until you see the mark on it too.
That is like shot forward when I did it. And that's top. Center of the marks.
Top of the mark. And if we look at it, the timing mark should be right on. Yep. You got a lot of motion sensors going off, huh?
Uh-huh.
What's that at the shop?
Yeah, that one's the shop.
A good Wi-Fi signal in here.
Shit, I got a router right there. Above the door.
Is this your, what network is this? D-Link?
Yeah.
It says it's weak security. Whoa. Pretty fast though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Your other side by side still running okay?
Yeah, I just need to put a differential seal in it. I haven't rode it in a while. Alright, what's going on, everyone? So, we finally got this thing back together. I just have very few little things to do. I gotta put plugs back in, crank sensor on, just a couple of the TCM and stuff back on, branch over tubes. Very, very minor stuff, but it's done. Sorry I didn't do a whole lot of talking. There once Dad got here, we just had a heck of a time. We put the thing in time, and when one's at top dead center, when one cylinder's at top dead center, the other should be 180 out to a certain direction. Well, it was 180 out the opposite way, so that took us forever to figure out. We still didn't really figure out why. The biggest problem when we were spinning it over, I mean, both cylinders were trying to fire at the same time. So we got that fixed. And then y'all didn't catch it and tell me in the beginning. I forgot to put 2 gears on the magneto side for the starter. So thanks, guys, for helping me out there. But it is what it is. We figured that out. We got that taken care of. Got all the valves adjusted. So it's all back together. So I think this week, I don't know what day yet, but my goal for myself this week is to do everything I have to do, plus get this motor back together. Oh yeah, we got to put the gearbox on the motor. We got a brand new one sitting over there, ready to go together and back in. But get the motor completely back together and get that bad boy dropped in the Can-Am. Look how sad and dusty it is. It and the Razor. The Can-Am, we got a bunch of stuff to do to it. Oh, would you look at that? My kids have been over playing on my tractor. They left my lights on. Hopefully we don't have a dead battery. There we go, they're off. But look at how sad it looks in there. So we got to put the motor back in. We got steering rack to do on this thing, and the shifter cable to put on it. We got wheel bearings all the way around, brake pads all the way around. I got a new rear drive shaft to put on it. I believe, if I remember right, somewhere in the exhaust. We need to clean the exhaust up, and it looks like somebody tried to bubble gum weld it in a few spots, so I want to fix that. Just quite a bit, a few small things. I got quite a few evenings to do this, so I'm gonna try to do it in my evenings at least. So I don't know. I can't remember everything I have to do to it. It's pretty sad because it's been like 2 months, maybe 3 months since I tore the thing apart. But I know basically all of this up there, other than that little pile and that whole pile, go to the Razor and the Can-Am. So once I get the Can-Am together, then I'll be working on the Razor. It really don't need much. I think I got wheel bearings for it, brakes, a few little TLC items. I got to weld the door back on. I got 5-point harnesses for it. I got a light bar for it. I need to replace the rear diff seal, change the oil, change the coolant. But that's about it. But that's gonna wrap this video up. Mr. May is coming in to do some laps on his bicycle. Are you gonna show him how to ride? Yep. Show him. He is awesome. But that's going to wrap this video up, guys. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.